Time wasters that steal from a successful, healthy, and happy life. I'll tell you a little story. There once was a gentleman who had a habit of avoiding useful work. He lived in a small village in the Catskill Mountains where he lived for years. One day, this young man was again trying to get around his chores, his jobs, his duties, and his responsibilities because he had no drive. He was 21 years old. And what he did was he ran into a gentleman or ran into a bunch of gentlemen who were drinking. So he sat down and he started drinking with them. And eventually he became intoxicated. Looking to try to continue to get out of work and intoxicated, what the young man did was he found himself a tree. He sat underneath that tree and he fell asleep. Well, when he woke up, he realized that he had a long beard, and he also realized that he wasn't as limber as he used to be. So when he woke up that morning, it was a sunny morning, he spotted a cart carrier and found that there was some drastic changes had occurred in the town in which he lived. Again, he now had a long beard that had turned gray. The musk and bad decorations were throughout. However, he found when he returned to his village that again it had largely been the same, and a lot of things that he remembered were there, but there were a lot of things that were unfamiliar. The clothing of the people was different. Nobody seemed to recognize him. When somebody asked him what he had voted for, he declared that he was a royal subject of, of George III, unaware that the American Civil War had taken place in his absence. He learned that many of his friends were either killed in that war and or had moved away. The old man now then came across another young man that was disturbingly familiar. The man looked at him and asked him what his name was. The young man told him his name, and he looked at him, and the young man's appearance and the young man's mannerism and the young man's name were the same as his. Then he came across a young woman who stated that her father, Rip Van Winkle, had been missing for over 21 years, and that the old woman that did recognize him as Rip used to be a young girl. The young woman and the young Rip are the children of the man formerly known as Rip Van Winkle. Matter of fact, the boy is his infant son. Rip recognized that, or came to the recognition that his wife had passed, but he was not saddened by this, as he had learned from an old village man that he had met in the mountains. The moral of this story is that Rip did everything to not live a productive life, to not do the things that he needed to do. And in the end, he woke up 21 years later to find that everything that he knew, everything that used to be his life, had changed. And Rip has basically wasted away. The moral of the story is basically that time is a valuable currency that we have. It's the most valuable currency that we have. And once it is spent, it cannot be getting back. It cannot be given back, it cannot get it back. Yet many of us unknowingly give hours away to things that don't truly serve our goals, our health, or our happiness. Take social media, for example. The average person spends 2 hours and 23 minutes per day scrolling through posts, pictures, and videos. That adds up to about 16 hours a week that we spend. Nearly 3 full days per month are spent just scrolling through social media pictures and videos, lost in content and often provide little of any real value. While the use of it is connected with business, most times it's just a simple distraction. The other common wastes of time are binge watching shows, engaging in pointless arguments, being online or in person, and procrastinating on things that just aren't important or tasks that don't do anything and that you don't feel any productivity about. They're basically just waste of your time, like excessive emails or multitasking with no actual direction or particular goal in mind as you're multitasking. The best way to curtail this is for you to take responsibility for your time and your action. Use your time in a productive way and a productive manner that's going to serve you and is going to help you again to move forward with your life. And it doesn't matter what stage you're in. If you're in a child or you're in middle school, you're in high school, you're in college, you're in a career, you're at almost the end of your career, you're at mid career, it doesn't matter. If you use your time wisely, then that time can be paid back. They say that rich people are able to buy time. And that's kind of true. The reason that it's true is because what happens is that the menial work that they would have had to do, but now that they have money, they don't do. So they don't clean their house, they don't wash their car, they don't mow their lawn. All right. They don't do their taxes, they don't frivol over things that don't matter. They're able to hire other people to do them. But you don't need money to be happy or to be successful. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to improve your life starting today. Number one, set daily intentions. Begin every day by choosing 1 or 2 key goals to focus your energy, and by completing them before getting lost in the distractions that have to come into your life. So knock those things out. Number two, limit screen time. Use time and apps in a way to where you can monitor and reduce your social media, TV time, reclaim that time for exercise, reading, or meaningful conversations with people that you care about, or important subjects in which you need to take care of. Number three, invest in yourself. Spend at least 30 minutes a day on something that nurtures your mind, your body, and your spirit, like learning a new skill, walking outdoors, meditating, and or journaling. Small intentional change can make a big difference in your future. Your future self will thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to put time in to do the things that matter and the things that are important. This is Mr. Z Inspires, and I hope that this has given you something that you can use. Please like, share, and follow. And again, if this information was good or useful to you, or there's some things I need to correct, please let me know. I'm always looking to change and to grow. Again, this is Mr. Z Inspires. You have a great day. Take care.